I think there's a real opportunity to take advantage of the seeding and take advantage of the SEC with what we have. We have the bodies. We are capable. The athletes are there. Now it's time to put it all together, man, and go on the stretch run.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into TexAgs Rewind, presented by Specs in the Rollo Insurance Studio. David Nuno, Callie Gardner, and Nick Savage. Nick, favorite part of the show?
Definitely had to be, I'm just trying to buy time, Jordan Pugh. Yeah, he was on the show.
He was great.
He's also good. Very critical, but, warranted in some places. But, again, everyone was so down on this Bowling Green game. That's a good Bowling Green team. It'll be a really tough competitive game against Arkansas, but I think the Aggies are fine.
Kalita, before you tell us your favorite part of the show, what did I just tell you I think is going to happen this weekend?
That you wouldn't. Oh, you think we're going to win by a lot?
Yeah, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we
going
lost.
into Missouri. But yes, but also I feel like that is just a comp.
I'm wishy-washy, Nick.
Every week.
Like, I would not be surprised
they're going to
if
win,
A&M,
but they aren't.
No, I think they're going to win, and I wouldn't be surprised if they win significantly, right? But of course, sometimes they're like, but we can't have nice things, so things happen. But
Correct.
I think they're going to win. All right, What was your favorite part of the show?
My favorite part of the show, I would say Jordan Pugh as well, but I'll go Jamie McCoy. I liked him too.
Jamie McCoy. Clint Stoerner was on the program, the former Arkansas quarterback, also Dallas Cowboys former quarterback. Jamie Morrison on the show, and Charean the Dream Williams. That and more. You see how the voice did the high and low?
There's the fluctuation.
David Nuno on the zone. Here you go. We're back here on TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studio. The Go Hour, presented by the warehouse at CC Creations. Let's go to the Boss Firearms hotline. Boss Firearms provides high-quality firearms and components to their civilian and law enforcement customer base. See what they got for yourself at bossfirearms.com. Let's go to the boss. Charean Williams, Pro Football Talk Hall of Famer, joining us here on the program. Charean, good morning.
Good morning. How are we doing today?
Good. I'm going to be very honest with you. I feel like I have failed as a host recently because I've been in a bad mood about the win on Saturday, and that's my fault. Obviously, it's better than the alternative, but when I walked into the stadium yesterday for the press conference, Dave Elmendorf was like, "It's a good day when they win, David. It's a good day," and I should have a better attitude, Charean.
Well, that's a game. I was thinking about this on the drive home. It's a game that they would have lost last year. I truly believe that, or the year before that. It was App State all over again, but a different outcome. So as mad as you and everyone else was about how it ended, not the final outcome, but just the way they played, it was a win. So a win is always good. This was going to be a tough game. I said that beforehand. This is going to be a tough game. I mean, the quarterback is pretty good. The running back's pretty good. It's a pretty good team. And so to think that you're going to walk in and beat them, 52-7 or something like you beat up on Monroe was not going to happen. So it was a win. It was a good win. I don't know that there were a ton of positives to come out of that game other than you can look at things and hopefully fix them. I mean, that's what these non-conference games are supposed to be for, to get some practice and fix some things. So hopefully they've done that this week and improved. And, when you have a freshman quarterback in there, there's going to be ups and downs. He hasn't seen everything. He hasn't done through everything. He hasn't lived through everything. So he's got to do that. You've got to go through that. And I thought his absolute worst play of the day was the run with one timeout with, 18 seconds, I think, left. And you could tell Elko on the sideline was just beside himself that, he didn't throw the pass away and reserve the timeout and give him an opportunity to do some different things, play call-wise, because you would have still had one timeout, and they couldn't do that. So that to me down there, if they scored the touchdown right before the half, I think things might have been different, but then you come out and you do what you did. And to open the second half with the kickoff going out of bounds and then the long play, and then it's a ball game. So, and frankly, Bowling Green should have had the lead in that game. So they didn't have to block punt. So I think A&M should feel relieved that it got out of there with the win. Again, I think this would have been a loss last year or the year before, so it could have been worse.
Obviously, people are going to talk about the rivalry because it is Texas to start SEC play. And
there's a rivalry?
Yeah. Oh. But how do you get your team, and I'm sure it's probably easier for you than like for a fan, but like, look, the rivalry is the rivalry. We need to win. We want to win. But let's not forget what's important this year.
I think a lot of people, I'm going to say myself, have had September 27th circled on the calendar. Of obviously, the rivalry is big. For me, it's also this opportunity, I think, to bring people in that are fans of the rivalry to become a fan of volleyball. So there's a piece of that for me. But it's a volleyball match, and they're human beings, and we got to go after them, and we got to figure out how to pick them apart and how to win a volleyball match. And then the other one, I'm going to be echoing to our team, and I'll echo to other people too. Just we need support. Like we have a match on Sunday against Missouri, and that's equally important. So making sure that it's not just the rivalry and not just Texas. It's, hey, we need to be good for 3 days this weekend. We need to be good on Friday. We need to be good at recovering on Saturday. We need to be good at going out on Sunday and winning that match as well. So making sure that we balance all of that.
And also, Texas happens to be really good at volleyball.
They're okay.
Well, and Missouri's good at volleyball. But Texas is pretty elite.
Yeah, they're 2-time defending national champions. So, and again, but they're human beings. Like they have their weaknesses. They have their things that we can pick on. We got to make sure we find them and we stay dialed into doing that for hopefully 2.5 hours during that match. But yeah, they're good. 2-time defending national champions. Again, I respect what Jared's done. I was there for a little bit. People haven't held it against me up until this point, so I don't think they will. But I was there for a little bit. Have a lot of respect for their team. Have a lot of respect for their staff and what they put together.
All right, Jordan, I'm going to make a simple question for you. You look at A&M's schedule the rest of the way. I know we still don't know who A&M is, right? I think we're still trying to figure out who they are.
Yeah.
But, man, I look at that schedule, and I'm not really worried. Well, let me rephrase that. A&M can, and they could before the season started, but now that I've seen these teams play, they can beat all these teams, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so this game, to me, kind of sets you down that path. If you lose it, then you're like, I don't know what games you're going to win. If you win it, not that Arkansas is this big beater, but that being said, it sets up that matchup with Missouri, who's going to be coming off a bye week, who's undefeated. Like, it sets you up for a lot of the things we talked about in the preseason.
This game comes down to, I think you said it, who A&M is. You got to find out who we are. What is our identity? We don't know what our identity is because we had a quarterback go down. All right. So now the reason why that's significant is because the quarterbacks are 2 different type of people. Okay. You have a dynamic athlete. You have a good athlete. You have a better pocket passer. You have a better mobile passer. Right. Then you're looking at our run game. Our run game has been building. Okay. You look at McNeese to Florida, kind of a lackluster at the beginning of the Bowling Green. We finished strong. Okay. The question is, what is the identity going to be? And then who are we going to roll with moving forward to finish the season out? Because I think if you choosing between Marcel and choosing between Connor, you're choosing 2 different styles of offense and 2 different styles of play calling, right? So I think that's where Elko, Klein, and those guys have got to figure out what gives us the best opportunity for wins and success moving forward. This game can set that path. Like you said, every game is winnable moving forward in SEC play. You know, even with the matchup going into Texas, I know Texas is getting all the hype this week. I am not sold on Texas. I do not see what everybody else sees right now. And so I think there's a way that you could take a chokehold on this. You know what I mean? Not having Bama, not having Georgia. We don't play Ole Miss, correct?
Nope.
Is that right? I'm going to make sure. Yep. So there's an opportunity, man, that you can really steal this. And so being able to go into this game this week, man, knowing what's ahead of you, I think there's a real opportunity to take advantage of the seeding and take advantage of the SEC with what we have. We have the bodies. We are capable. The athletes are there. Now it's time to put it all together, man, and go on the stretch run.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. What have you seen from Taylor Green so far? What do you like? What are you concerned about? And maybe from your few minutes of watching a little A&M, anything that jumps out about Marcel Reed?
Well, let me start with Reed, man. I really, really like Reed. I like the upside with him. But again, none of us, even for those that study the film, have seen enough to know, you know, what the heck he's going to be able to do at A&M. Look, there are some big-time expectations there, as there should be. But, boy, you talk about a guy that is a legit dual threat. You know, a lot of times in our world, we throw around dual threat just because the guy maybe put up some numbers in a box score or just because the guy has the ability to move a little bit. But the reality is, you know, you've got to have a combination of speed and twitch and explosiveness and a great feel for the game to be a true dual threat guy and be able to play that way and not get injured. And it sure seems like it's early, but it sure seems like Reed has that. And when you couple it with him, the old quarterback in me, I've trained 1,000 quarterbacks. I love talking mechanics and techniques. And boy, when you see a guy that's just got it, you know, there's some things he needs to work on, no doubt about it. But when you talk about feel in the pocket. Being able to, they call them micro movements nowadays in the pocket. It's easy for a guy like him to just want to jump and go and just take off because he can. But boy, he also has the ability to just move 6 inches or move 1 yard and find a little bit of space. The touchdown he threw over the middle against Bowling Green last week was a perfect example of that. And he has got a legit whip, man. He spins it naturally. It's powerful. Now we'll see if he can process at a high enough level to put up big numbers at A&M for 2 or 3 years. But boy, I really like Reed.
Why are you laughing? Tell the people what to do.
You need to like, comment, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends about TexAgs Live. And watch us on 11:50 a.m. tomorrow.
Watch us on the Zone.
You watch us on the radio?
Sorry.
Oh, listen to us. I like being like Alexa guy, like the voice of a robot, AI. We'll see you next time.